TikTok actually gave me a deal, and then Verizon gave me a deal. They're pretty big. It was, I think, 14 and 20.
This guy quit his six-figure lawyer job to make videos on TikTok.
Sometimes even I would spend like an hour in the bathroom during lunch just doing green screen TikToks, just crazy stuff.
Meet Chill Rogg, a former lawyer turned TikToker who makes $150,000 every single month from his TikTok videos.
Which is just insane. Like, I never would have guessed it would be possible.
He's grown to become one of the largest tech TikTokers in the world, with over 3 million followers on TikTok and 5 million followers across all of his platforms. And today on Creator Cookbook, I sit down with Chill Rogg to uncover the secret ingredients as to how he scaled his TikTok business to $2 million per year. So to start off this conversation, what is your personal #1 rule for going viral?
That's a good one. For going viral, you have to try to go viral in order to go viral. If you don't like really think about, okay, what should my hook be? What have other videos that are similar to this that have gone viral, have they done? Like all like the little like things look through and then actually try to make it a banger. There's so much competition, it's probably not going to be a banger. Some creators will talk to me like, oh, check out my video. Like, why do you think it did bad? It's just like, sometimes it's lack of effort, or they're just not trying to go viral, basically.
I did a little article research, and you started during COVID, and there was a point, I believe, like you had to go through some level of adversity of like, okay, posting, but like, can you give me the deep dive into the life of Joey before he became the major tech content creator success? Like, what was life like?
What did I do? So I started computer engineering in college. I was super into gaming, super into tech. And then I thought I was going to be a programmer.
Yeah.
But I found programming crazy, crazy boring. While I was there, I was like, there's no way I could do this like full time. And some people love coding, but I couldn't do it full time. So I was like, all right, we're pivoting. I'm going to go to law school.
Yeah.
Went to law school, became a lawyer, practiced law for a couple of years. And I really did like that.
Wait, so you went from, I would argue, becoming a lawyer is probably harder than being a software engineer. You were like, I'm going to go from doing something difficult that's boring to like something that may be even more difficult and potentially more boring.
More boring. Yep. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was young and I was like, let me just try stuff. And I've tried two things that just didn't connect to it. So in the law firm, kind of, especially during lunch hour, or sometimes my apartment was close, so I'd run back to the apartment. I would make TikToks and just like kind of, sometimes even I would spend like an hour in the bathroom during lunch just doing green screen TikToks, just crazy stuff. And I got to like 250, 300K. And I just kind of ripped it. I left the law firm and I just like went full time for pure gaming, which is where I was at the time. It was paying me maybe like $1,500 a month. Just nothing crazy. I think I have to like live on in New York City.
What was that first moment when you pivoted from the gaming to the tech? Like, what was that first deal like where you realized, oh wow, like I can actually make very good money in this realm versus just like crumbs just doing gaming?
I was living in New York City, so it was, there was like financial pressure too. Yeah. And I knew, I was like, I need to make this work. And this is sort of my like chance here. If it fails, I'll probably go back to a job and maybe be stuck in that forever. So I was like, really grinding in that moment. But I would say I went full time January of 22, I think it was. And a first big deal, there were two that came back to back. Was TikTok actually gave me a deal, and then Verizon gave me a deal.
Were they at least like a 5-figure deal, you'd say, like somewhere in the 5-6-figure range?
5-figure. Yeah, it was, I think 14 and 20.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Which was crazy for me.
Like going from that was 1,500, you're like, man, this like pays rent. I can go out to a nice dinner. I can buy some more stuff. That's good money back then.
Yeah, that was nuts because it was in the same month too. So it was like, a month before it was like, all right, I made $2,400. Okay, rent's $3,000. So I didn't do too this month. And then next month it was like $34,000. I was like, oh shit.
When you finally kind of got that footing, what was the strategic thing that you focused on? Because tech is expensive to make videos on. How did you manage that? Chill Rogg is about to share his early strategy of how he broke into the tech TikTok space without breaking the bank and spending all of his money. But first, make sure you subscribe to Creator Cookbook. It helps us grow the channel and land our next big guest to share with you how top content creators go viral and make money. Back to the video.
So I had a few things. I guess one, the compass I followed was like value to the viewer. So like I was just always thinking like, if someone's scrolling and they're into tech, how can I like give them something that after they watch my video, they'll be happy. Like, that's kind of like the number one thing. And then the money kind of just follows afterwards. If you make your viewers happy. Just like take care of them. The second thing was I would kind of freely buy tech products and make a video and then return. And then three, if I didn't have the tech product, I'd just do a green screen video and people would still like be interested and it was fine.
You touched on something really interesting, like buying something and just taking it back, because you have 30-day returns in most cases. Like, do you think that like today, right? Like if someone was starting out as like I want to be a tech TikToker, do you think that's still like a very viable strategy?
I would say if I was starting though, I would really focus on volume. Unless you want to do something like kind of similar to what I'm doing, where it's like more high production and you want the product, or I get the lighting and all that. But if you can get like 3 videos out a day, just like you're at A-roll talking, just to find like what you like making content about, like what hits, like all that stuff, I think the volume will be better for you in the beginning rather than you might get bogged down like going to the store and unboxing and reboxing and all that kind of stuff.
You're not still just pushing out 3 videos a day. Like you have such a high production value behind what you do. Like what does your typical day look like?
It's batches of shoot days. Those days will be pretty intense. It'll be sort of like I'm up at like, 8 or 9 and then we'll be in bed sometimes like could be 10, could be 2 in the morning. Those are probably not that many days out. I would say like 9 or 10 days out of the month. And the other 20, I'm doing stuff like scripting. I'm doing stuff. I don't talk about this in my content too much, but I really like to live cheap and put all my money into rental properties just in case, the AI stuff and all, this is a super weird world we live in. So just for some stability.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what does it look like from a portfolio segment? Like, does it make more than what you currently do yet? Or is it slowly grinding its way up there?
I just did my taxes, so this is perfect. But in 24, it was 2/3 chill Rogg, 1/3 all the different streams of income that are kind of fragmented.
Yeah.
The portfolio, the real estate stuff right now, it's the first one I got in New York, in Westchester, just a single family, another single family in Texas, a triplex in Nashville. And then we were going to pick up a fourth one, but we put the brakes on it with the market crash that seems to be happening.
Yeah.
And we might go dividend stocks instead of another rental, just because if it's going to be a crazy 2008 moment, which would be terrible, but might as well just brace for that. That's what's happening.
With the size of the team and kind of what you've been able to build out from a content perspective, do you ever feel like you are doing not enough or too much?
I kind of philosophically think about that question a lot. Like, do I do lower production, more quantity to kind of connect more frequently with the viewers? Or do I do higher production to get a better product and do that less often? I'm landing on the second one because it's more fun. It's good. I like that style for me.
You have this huge audience. You have a huge team. Like, how do you get paid mostly? Is it just through brand deals? Is it a combination of brand and like seeing some good revenue from like the TikTok ads program? Like, what does that look like?
For me, it's almost, I don't want to say all, but I would say 95% brand deals. But I have creator friends who I talk to a lot, especially in the gaming space, because I was there for a while. It's still dabble a little bit. And I know there's a different game you can play. If your niche doesn't monetize as well, you can play for the TikTok ad revenue, or even I hear the Facebook ad revenue isn't terrible, which I know people are always surprised by that. But yeah, for me, I made my videos shorter. So if they're not over a minute, they can't get TikTok ad revenue because for tech, sponsors pay well.
Yeah.
But if you're like a Dungeons and Dragons creator or something really anime, something really niche that doesn't, you can just play for the ad revenue, and it could be decent income too. It'd be multiple four figures, sometimes even 5 figures.
That makes sense. So it was funny. I had a video, just a random horror gaming video. It was around like October of last year, and it was like completely different swing. I never at the time would post non-edited videos for my gameplay clips. I would always like get
raw.
Yeah, I just posted the raw clip, got like 45 million views, like my most viral TikTok ever, and I was just like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, like how does TikTok decide who goes viral or what goes viral? Is it just literally like you post something that people share and think is interesting and people start commenting and then that pushes you up the ladder per se?
When I talk to them, they tell me this, and I usually see it like reflected in my own performance. Watch time is like king. So if you look on your videos that did well, usually they'll all be like above. For me, like if they're above like 20 seconds watch time, like that's usually really good. And then completion rate. So like, above 30% of people who got served the video watch the entire video. Usually it does pretty well too.
Yeah.
So like those are like the two that I usually see.
You have your phone, you're on TikTok right now. What's the first thing you're doing if you're trying to find a good hook?
Maybe like respect for the viewer. Like if you picture yourself as the viewer, you're scrolling. I'm about to ask you to stay on my video for 30 to 40 seconds. That's what I ask for, 30 to 40 seconds of your time. I need to give them something that's worth that. So like in the hook, kind of reflect like, okay, this is why this will be worth your time. Maybe it'll invoke curiosity. Maybe that'll be in the form of like just like a really sick tip. Like here's a free way to make your phone look sick in 30 seconds. Or maybe it'll be a giveaway that's really obvious, like more quid pro quo. But yeah, basically that, like respect for the viewer's time and like keep that in mind.
Man, you've been dropping some gems, but now we're getting to one of my favorite segments, which is the dessert segment. And these questions are just like they're kind of general content questions, but I love to ask them just because everyone has a different perspective. And then the last one is probably my favorite. But the first one I want to get into with you is, what's one mistake that new content creators make that you wish someone would have told you about?
I would say don't be afraid to switch niches, especially early on. Like I kind of stuck with gaming and I had all of this like wrestling about whether to switch from gaming to tech. Or I even tried movies for a little bit. I like movies a lot.
Yeah.
Just to like see how that goes and stuff. And it's totally fine. Especially if there's overlap. You know, people who like gaming probably like tech too.
I feel like you're yelling at me now and be like, hey, if you want to switch a niche, you want to talk about anything, just do it. Stop overthinking it.
No, that wasn't my intention. But yeah, like just rip it, dude. Like it'll be fine.
Next question. What's the best content creation advice you've ever received? It could be from a video. It could be from a person live. Doesn't have to be live, but what's the best content creation advice you've ever received?
That's a hard one. The best. I've gotten a lot of good advice. Yeah, maybe this is it. If you just replace algorithm with the word audience, you will be good. Like, don't always think about the algorithm too hard. The algorithm didn't like this video. The audience didn't like this video. Just think of like real people watching and then try and figure out why they didn't like it, or just think of, them as viewers, and then don't get caught up in your shadow ban or the algorithm hates you or all that.
I think I know how you'd answer this one, but if you could only pick one social media platform, which one would you pick and why?
It's pretty hard. Dang. I like TikTok a lot, and I like Instagram a lot, and I like YouTube a lot. It probably doesn't help. Maybe Instagram? Maybe TikTok. That's pretty tough. I'm gonna go Instagram.
I was gonna say, do you get more deals on IG than you do like TikTok? Like, are the deals like more lucrative over there?
It's actually like 70-30 TikTok right now. But the consistent engagement and the story engagement on Instagram is higher, to where I feel like the connection is a little bit closer. Where if I post a bad TikTok, but the audience will just be like, bro, this sucks. And I'll get like, 5,000 views. Yeah. But if I post a bad Instagram, they're still kind of like, well, I watched it anyway because I like you, Rogg, but do better next time. They get like 50K views or something.
That makes sense. I do feel like the Instagram connection might be a bit deeper. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I feel like I watch shorts more on TikTok than I do IG, but when I do watch on IG, I am more willing to comment. It's weird.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Like when I see my creators on IG, I like spend a little time. Maybe I'll shoot them a DM even. I'm like, oh, that was sick.
Yeah.
And on TikTok, I kind of am like doom scrolling more.
So my last one and my favorite question is, if your creator journey was a secret recipe, what would be the 3 main ingredients?
Oh, that's a really well-crafted question for this podcast. 3 secret ingredients. So I would say the first, kind of like the script, or maybe like research. Maybe research is 1. 2 is production. I like the lighting. I like the sounds. I like all of that to like look nice. And then 3, not caring about failing too much. I feel like that's really important. Just being willing to fully fall on my face in front of lots of viewers that it's fine. Just like get it out there.